Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So today I'm going to share some incidents that happened to me that I found to be quite confusing. Um, okay, to put it lightly, I was really confused. So the first incident happened a couple years ago. I was in high school. So I was walking home and this car started following me. You know, it I wasn't just being paranoid. We all can tell when someone or some people are following you. You can tell, like, you get this feeling, get this uneasiness when someone is following you. So this guy started following me. It just wasn't my instinct telling me that he was following me, but he also went off like a road paved for cars onto a pedestrian road, just following me. It was like a really quiet area. So this car kept on following me. Eventually I decided to stop because uh I was about to get into a bushy area, just a little bit of a background. I'm from the raw areas, like deep in the bundos, so bushes and forests are quite common. So I was about to walk into a bushy area, so I decided, not, let me stop here. If he is following me, I can get help here, because once I walk into this uh, bushy area, I'll be helpless and I'll be alone. So I stopped to see what was going on, and then the car also stopped right next to me. And then the angle, it was an old man. Like, I'm not saying old as in like he had gray hair, but very much older than me. Like, he was my dad's age. So he looked out of his car window and asked me if I needed a ride. So I thought, if this guy wanted to offer me a ride, he should have offered me the ride like a couple kilometers ago. Why did he have to follow me? Like, slowly follow me to ask me if I needed a ride? People, that was weird. So I said to him, no, I don't need a ride. I actually live close by. I'm almost home and my dad is going to meet me. That's when he drove off. Okay. And then the other incident that happened, I was like much older. I was working already. So one day I was walking to work and I was running late. So I was a little bit disoriented, to be honest. Like, I have to take responsibility for that. I was a little bit disoriented because I was running late. So, like, from the corner of my eye, I saw this car drive up to me. Because as much as I was walking fast, I mean, a car moves faster than me. So this car drove up to me. And from the corner of my eye, I saw this car. And it actually looked similar to my colleague's car. Not my colleague's car, I mean to say, my colleague's brother-in-law's car. So my colleague's brother-in-law used to drop her off at work every morning. So I thought it was him. So when the car stopped, I just opened the door and sat on the back seat. And once I got my once I relaxed, once I took a deep breath, I realized that I was in the wrong car. I don't even know this driver. So we looked at each other and I said hi. And he said hi. So he asked me where I was going, and I told him that I was going up the road. Then I was like, okay, back up, let's go. So he started driving. I don't know, like, I wouldn't say I was scared, but I was absolutely confused. Um, so he started telling me about his divorce, and how this car isn't his only car. He has another car that he left at the repair shop, and like, just like trauma dumping on me. Like, this uncle was literally trauma dumping on me. And then when we got to where I was going, we were like, okay, he stopped the car and said, okay, bye. So I'm like, bye. I was absolutely confused. Like, the fact that someone would just stop their car up to a stranger and sit there, watch a stranger get into their car and not say anything. Of course, I do take responsibility for my part, getting into a stranger's car without confirming uh, if it was someone that I actually knew. But wasn't that weird? Wasn't that absolutely weird? Ah, I'm confused. Actually, now, no, like, I got, actually, the time that I started to get scared about the incident, this is, the thing that happened to you, and you don't fully process them at the time. You process them like much later. When I found out about, when I watched the YouTube video about the university student from America who got into a car that she thought it was a Uber, and this driver just, you know, hurt her. It's like, that's the like to that's the best way I can put put it on YouTube. I don't know how YouTube is tolerant, how much tolerant YouTube is to uh, describing situations like that. But yeah, this driver who let this student get into his car without telling you that it was the wrong car. Of course, I mean, she should have checked it out. But I mean, you are the one sitting in this strange girl is just sitting, getting into your car. Say something. Um, so this instead of me getting into a random car, now in hindsight, that was like absolutely dangerous, and I'm grateful I got out of there safe. Okay, the other two incidents happened this year. Like the first incident was on the it was like 17 December. You know, after 17 December, there are less cars on the road. And it was also like super early in the morning. So I woke up really early in the morning to go and look for Med Lemon because I had a little bit of a sore throat. And as I was walking back home, I was walking along the road. And this car, I wouldn't call it a car, it was a van. Really, it was a van, drove up next to me. And when I turned around, and this guy, like, he was using hand gestures to ask me if I needed a ride. So I also gestured back to him and I said, no, I live close by. I don't need a ride. Then you insisted, wanted to give me a ride. You kept on insisting. And I'm like, no, I don't need a ride. He was like, come, I'll give you a ride home. I'm like, no, I live down the road. I don't need a ride. So eventually another car started coming. Another car came up. So he drove off. What's going on with people? Okay, the last incident happened yesterday actually. I was on my way from work and this car drove up in front of me. So this guy drove out of, like, I like walking. That's one thing about me. I like walking. But when I walk, I'm not like dressed in a provocative way. I just thought I should put it out there because you know a lot of people like to ask, oh, so how were you dressed? I was appropriately dressed all these incidents because remember the other one I was in high school, I was wearing my uniform. The other one I was going to work, I was decently dressed. I worked in a shop that you had to be decent. And the other incident, of course I wasn't going to work, I was at home, but I was still dressed really decent. And yesterday I was on my way from work and I actually looked like a hobo because I was absolutely tired. It was super hot. So yesterday's car drove up in front of me, right? And I slowed down because I've heard of stories of like cars just driving up to people, grabbing them into grabbing them and just driving off. So I slowed down like significantly. I almost came to a full stop. And then this car, so I thought also I didn't want to overthink it. No, like you don't want to be paranoid all the time, just thinking someone is trying to kidnap you. So I did slow down, but I wasn't like too alert. Too alert. So this guy then rolled down his window and asked me if I was okay. So I said, yes, I'm okay. And asked me if I needed a ride. I was like, no, I live close by. I'm almost home. Then he said, no, I still want to give you a ride. I was like, no, I'm okay. I don't need a ride because I'm almost home. Then he said, then he kept on insisting he wants to give me a ride. Then I said, you know what? I actually need the walk. I need to put in a little bit of exercise. Then he was like, okay, all the best. I'm like, okay, all the best to you too. Bye. I just thought I should share, I mean, these experiences. I'm sure a lot of people had like these fun experiences. Also, I don't want to just conclude that these people had like weird intentions, but it's also, we also cannot, I mean, dismiss the fact that it's strange behavior. You can't just stop your car for random people, especially if people are not flagging you down or anything. And by the way, just for context, the country that I live in, hitchhiking is not a thing. People do not pick up hitchhikers, and hitchhikers do not get picked up by cars. So, and like there's a lot of public transport in that area. There's a lot of public transport. So there is no reason why anyone would think it's okay to pick someone who's just walking on the side of the road. It's like absolutely weird thing that people do. Okay, let me know in the comments below if these were good Samaritans just trying to give me a ride, or if it was weird dudes with cars. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.